When I introduce people to bridges, I always start them off with lying bridges for a couple of reasons. Number one is this exercise is a great way to establish proper muscle tension in the back. A lot of times when people do bridges, they do it with a push dominant type of approach. Now, there's both push and pull actions with a bridge, but we want a good amount of pulling action to make sure that we have tension along the hamstrings, the glutes, and all the other muscles along the back side of the body. So instead of feeling like you're pushing into your feet and you're spreading the floor apart, pull into your feet, kind of like you're driving your feet into the heel of your shoes. So this way you're squeezing the floor together. You're gonna get more activation along your entire backside. And also at the same time, try and get tension throughout your entire back. Don't let it just pool and isolate into your lower back. Spread it out. A lot of times we have, quote, bad lower backs, not because our lower back is weak, but because everything else doesn't know how to work enough. Lastly, pay attention to your range of tension. Don't just have a lot of tension at the very top of the bridge and then relax as you come on down. Keep the tension in your hips and your hamstrings. Keep squeezing that floor together as you come closer to the floor. The next progression you can do is the table bridge. And the table bridge requires a little more mobility in your shoulders and your back. It's a great way to teach yourself how to keep your shoulders back while doing bridges, and it also brings a bigger range of motion into your hips, so that way you can increase the range of tension in your glutes and your hamstrings. There's a few fun variations you can do with this. One is to bring your hips straight down, so it's in the middle between your hands and your feet. The other variation you can do is to bring your hips backwards a little bit closer towards your hands as you come down. Then when you pick up, it's kind of a little bit like a hamstring curl, and it really gets the back of the legs working pretty darn hard. The final variation you can do is the other way, where the hips come closer to the feet at the bottom of the bridge, and then you're pulling yourself up a little bit more with your glutes. This is a good way to kind of teach you how to open up the back of your hips and have that range of tension, which carries over to lunges and squats and other type activities. From there, you can do the slant bridge, or reverse plank as some people like to call it. It's not quite as big a range of motion, but the longer lever of your body, it's kind of like going from doing push-ups on your knees to push-ups on your toes. So it does provide a little more resistance for your hamstrings and your glutes. And again, try and keep your shoulders back and allow your entire musculature along your spine to be tense. Now, all three of these basic progressions have progressions within them, because you can transfer the amount of work from one leg to the other. So start off with these things with about shoulder width with your feet, and then gradually bring them closer together so that you're coming closer to your center line. From there, you can cross a leg, so now you've got dominated force and tension on one leg while the other leg is assisting. And then you can eventually progress to doing them with one leg, so one leg is working much harder at a time. So these are very basic bridge progressions that I recommend people start off with. Now, the other types of bridges where you're coming back up and you're all reaching backwards, this is not exactly my strong point, and I have a lot of mobility issues with my shoulders that I'm still working on, so I'm probably not the best person to be giving you recommendations on how to go about this sort of thing. So I ask you to refer to either Convict Conditioning for further progressions from here, or the Cali Movement channel. He's got excellent bridge videos as well. And of course, Gold Medal Bodies also has really good videos and tutorials on bridging on their channel as well. So hopefully that gets you started. Check out more videos here. Questions below. Be fit, live free.